On tap, Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout.
Better beer authority, better beer.
Hi, I'm Brian Shea, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we celebrate the Feast of St. Patrick. To honor St. Patty's Day, our blind taste test panel will try Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout from Flying Dog Brewery. With its origins in Colorado, Flying Dog has grown from an Aspen brew pub in 1990 to a 100,000 barrel producing operation in the last year. Since January 2008, Flying Dog has produced solely from their Frederick, Maryland facility, becoming the largest brewery in the state. In a recent BBA interview, CEO Jim Caruso emphasized Flying Dog's singular focus on becoming the preeminent brewer in Maryland, Virginia, and the Washington, D.C. market. Pure Necklace Oyster Stout is brewed with roasted barley, midnight wheat, carob hills, black malts, and uses Pearl hops. Distinctive to this beer, Pearl Necklace is brewed with local Rappahannock river oysters. An environmentally conscious beer drinker will be pleased to know Flying Dog donates proceeds from Pearl Necklace to benefit the Oyster Recovery Partnership, which coordinates and conducts oyster restoration in the nearby Chesapeake Bay. This beer comes in at 5.5% ABV and at 35 IBUs. Pearl Necklace has received an 83 rating on Beer Advocate, and Bros give it an 88. This oyster stout is available year-round on tap and in 6-pack bottles. Let the blind taste begin. Lads, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And to our viewers, slunch.
Funny you say Happy St. Patrick's Day.
What is that?
I don't know. I didn't know it was St. Patrick's Day. I'm just protecting myself from the sun.
Rich, what is your overall impression of the beer?
The beer is it's a good beer. I don't think it's a whale of a beer. It's not a great beer or something I would highly rate, but you know, it's a good beer. It's easy drinking. There's some good flavors in there. Yeah.
Could you give me a little bit about the aroma?
The aroma, you know, it's getting a little bit of russet malt, a little bit of coffee. That's about it for the aroma. Dr.
Chupacabra, you are a St. Patrick's Day means so much to you. And what does this beer embody? What is the flavor in this beer that reminds you of St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I do pick up a lot of smokiness, and there's some bitterness, maybe like chocolate bitterness to it. There is some slight coffee flavor to it as well. I guess one of the bigger beers, if you were to think about Ireland, will be Guinness, and to me it does remind me of Guinness. It is a little bit more flavorful to me than Guinness, so to me it's like a copy of a style that's well known as an Irish beer.
Okay. Do you think it's just a plain dry stout?
I think it's a smoked porter, actually. That would be my guess.
Okay.
Because of just the feel, the smokiness just stays on your tongue after you keep drinking it. So.
Okay. Andrew, obviously we're doing a review here for St. Patrick's Day, but
sure.
Talk about some occasions you'd enjoy having this. Anything else as far as, you can also describe what you're sensing in the body and the texture of the beer.
Okay. Body-wise is one that's, like we were talking about before, it's not like crazy thick or heavy. It's very thin. I shouldn't say thin. It's very easy to drink. Occasion-wise, this would be one if you were going to a St. Patrick's Day party, I would imagine, and you want something that's just got a little bit more flavor to it. This would certainly be a fit for any type of general party. I don't think it would be too off-putting even to your standard BMC drinkers. I think a lot of them would still enjoy something like this. I like it. Like I said, I pick up a lot what they were talking about, smokiness, coffee notes. Nothing that, nothing I'm over the moon about, but nothing off-putting at the same time. So it's very easy. I would imagine something sessionable too.
Good. Okay, I'll start in reverse order. I'd like to get your rating and what you think the ABVs are on this one.
My rating on this is a 6. Because like I said, it's good. It's not great. But it's still one that if I'm going to a party and I'm going to have several, I would imagine this would be something that would fit, because we were talking about the ABV a little bit ago, and my guess, I was gonna say like 4 to 5% range, so I'm gonna kind of average it. I'm gonna say 4.5 for me.
Okay. Dr. Chupacabra, give me your thoughts on the ABVs and their rating.
I will go ahead and say this is probably a 5 to 5.5% ABV. I'm not really feeling much of it right now. I can see this as something that I would definitely be drinking, more. Probably if you give me a couple more, I'll kill them right now. That being said, I would give it a rating of about 6. I'm not too crazy for it. I mean, it's very drinkable, sessionable, but it's not something that I would, go out of my way to get again if it's not in front of me.
Right. And Rich, how about you?
I'm giving it a 6. I think there's not much off-putting flavors or aspects about the beer. The only negative, I think it's a little too carbonated for what it is. I don't think it's infected or anything. I just think that's the way this particular beer is. As it warms up a bit, I'm getting a little more smokiness, which is nice.
Okay.
I'm getting some more flavor, but 6 for sure. ABV, I agree with what Dave said, about 5.5. I'm not getting any alcohol feel. It's masked or it's low.
Well, let's end this curiosity here. Let's do the reveal.
Oh, really?
Good old pearl necklace.
Wow.
Gave my girlfriend one once.
Here, have your bottle.
Here. Okay, great. Did I say that out loud?
All right. So now that this has been, seen, have you had this before? Have you had it before?
I have actually. I had this probably late last year, so I mean it wasn't terribly long ago, and about the same. I mean it's good. There's nothing amazing about it, but there's nothing terrible about it at the same time.
Okay.
I've had a couple of these previously. It's been a few months now, so my memory's kind of hazy. I wouldn't be able to pick it up now again and think, hey, yeah, this is what it was. But I can now kind of tell the smokiness does come from the oysters in this case, so that would explain the fact that it's a stout, an oyster stout, as opposed to a smoked porter.
Okay, so the reason I chose this, and I'd like to get more feedback from your thoughts on this. The reason I chose this for St. Patrick's Day is that the thought is that American brewers brew with oysters to try to match that mineral characteristic, that profile that we are familiar with the type of stouts that are brewed over in the UK and Ireland. And so, Rich, I want to start with you on kind of your thought on how and why American brewers are attempting to match that.
I'm not too sure why the brewers are trying to match it or not. Tastes good out of here. I think it's something brewers have messed around with a bunch, but they're one of the first ones to mass produce an oyster stout. That I can recall. I know the 21st Amendment has Maroon on Hog Island. That's a really good one. I've made a clam porter actually, where I actually use the whole meat of a clam to get the brininess from the seafood. I'm not getting any brininess from this. I think the smoked malts are coming out more than any brininess that I would rather taste in this kind of beer. But it's still a good beer.
Right. Andrew, this is a locally owned brewery, Flying Dog. Can you talk a little bit about the brewery?
Yeah, I actually went up there 2 years ago, and actually damn near 2 years ago to kind of the date we're filming. And it's really, really nice, and I think this is actually one of the beers that I had while I was there, and God, they had like at least a dozen different ones on tap, so eventually it got kind of fuzzy. But it's a great local beer for us because they do put out some great solid offerings. And I mean, for me, the big Flying Dog that everyone, that I kind of go for is the Barrel Aged Gonzo, which I think they just came out with recently as a filming. But
excellent beer.
I think, as a local offering, as a kind of local brewery for us, they're definitely a solid one at that.
Excellent. And if you're interested in more about Flying Dog, we just did a Q&A session with the CEO, Jim Caruso. Check it out on our BBA links at the website as well. Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout gets a 6.0 on the BBA scale. Have you had this beer before? Let us know. Let us know what you think about Flying Dog. I'm Brian Shea, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer